It's Alysia, Nora, and Macy on our little green couch.
Ready to talk weekly gossip from behind the chair.
Have a drink or 10 and get ready for the journey.
Join us on the floor with Little Fern. We're back.
Welcome in.
It is currently 5 p.m. It's looking great outside, and I have a bevy in my hand.
We got our drinks. We had a lot of snacks already. We've already been drinking drinks.
We look like we're having a picnic, and I'm really here for it. Honestly, I have both a beverage that has some weed and some not in it. I also have a Diet Coke, and I have a water.
Felicia has like beverages on beverages right
You know,
now.
I'm that girl. I have like 7 beverages in front of me.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying the California sober vibe tonight. Because Nora was like, "Do you guys want to drink?" And I was like, "Yeah, I mean, like I can. I didn't like need to." But then as soon as you were like, before you even said it, I was like, "I already know that she's gonna want like some like weed drink," and I was like, "Yeah."
I was actually going there for the 24s. I really like those. They really are giving me a throwback to my partying days.
Yeah, we're like, you would get like, what are they?
40s.
No, we wouldn't call them that.
Or the
You said
24s.
24 and then you said 40.
Edward Scissorhands.
Yeah.
We would
Edward
call them-
40 hands.
What would we call them?
Deuce.
A big boy. You get the big boys.
A tall boy?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Tall boys are smaller than
boys are
these.
smaller.
Yeah.
Are they?
Okay, so back in me and Alicia's drinking era, you went to a party with several things. Mike's Hard Lemonade,
Oh yeah.
Boone's Farm, Arbor Mist, or you went to the party with a 40 or a 24 because it was just easier and you could designate it yours for the night. And you also try to drink it quickly because it hits you faster.
It was like what the generations now do. What is that water drink where you make is it a board?
Oh
What
yeah,
is that?
it's a board where you take like a gallon of
Yes.
milk, and then you like obviously it's an empty gallon. You wash it
Don't you
out,
just get a water gallon?
and then
There's even milk gallon.
what do you mean? It's like a milk gallon. That's
But-
like what it looks like.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I mean,
you
you
said empty it out.
I guess to be
Get a
fair,
water-
I guess like that's a really, really fair point, and I look really stupid when I say that, but like I guess I just like never really see gallons of like water in like the actual like gallons that milk is mostly in, which is just a dumb line.
But what are these people? What were your friends carrying?
I feel like Borgs were before, like at least I was not at Bradley when Borgs became a thing. That was probably like junior, senior year, which was like what, the past like year or two. What were our drinks? Well, when I was in my freshman year of college, ours was bring two bottles of wine in the hand, and then we just drink our own bottles.
Oh, yeah.
Which I would go through 2 bottles of wine like nobody's business, and I'd be fucking amazing for the rest of the night. But also tall boys. I don't know. I mean, I think I was also in my claw era too, so I think it was a lot of seltzers and stuff like that. But yeah, I would say if the most notable thing with like the big guys would be, I would say bottles of wine. But that was just my friend group. My friend group, we really loved the bottles of like, what was it? Franzia?
Oh,
That's what Aiden still drinks to this day. And I said, you can't drink it anymore because I've been through my Franzia phase and I'm out of it. It's not good. It's like sugar in like a bottle.
we didn't have all of these options, and wine never was brought up. It was like, you're going to learn to drink beer.
We would also go to like frats that like provided alcohol. So like,
Some jungle juice.
oh yeah, they had jungle juice, but then they also would provide like seltzers. Like, I mean, more of the bougier ones. Like we'd go like Sig Kai a lot. And Sig Kai's, they had off campuses, and then obviously like their house that you'd go to. And a lot of the times, yeah, you have the jungle juice option, but like I'd be the person that would just go there and like grab a seltzer from like the cooler, which would
Yeah,
be
nobody
super
was
fucking fun.
offering us seltzers back.
No other frats really were doing that except for like jungle juice, but like this one particular frat, like they're more known as like the wealthier frat on campus, and so we're like, we would literally only go there for the booze. All the guys like kind of sucked there, to be honest, but
That's because seltzers in our days were Zimas.
Mhm.
What's that?
Is it-
Glass bottles.
It's tiny. They're really small.
Yeah, they're
too.
smaller.
And they The taste was terrible. They were not good. They were like a lemon lime
Yeah.
and it like battery acid.
Everything you had that was like a Zima or a Mike's Hard was full of sugar
Yeah.
or super sour so that you could only drink a few.
Like to try to like water down like the flavor or like sugar down the flavor of like alcohol. Like
Yeah.
I think people didn't really know how to like do that.
Because I think
like-
that I think honestly, we were not really aware of like sugar content back in the day.
Mhm.
It really was the only people that were diabetics. So like unless you were already diabetic, sugar content in a lot of your
Who
thing,
cares?
food, it wasn't even just alcohol, food, candy, things, whatever. It was drinks, sodas. That was not like an aware situation.
Yeah, that's very fair because I feel like I remember at least growing up and everything like at least with drinks and like food. Obviously, I'm not eating like fucking Kraft mac and cheese and like drinking a Coke every single day like I used to be. But I feel like everything has been kind of like toned down. Like I did start off at like high school, like the things that we drink is obviously like straight fucking like vodka or of course Mike's Hards, but like. Even then, like, oh, I could barely stomach them because they were so sugary. Like, and I'm just like a person that can't have that much sugar. Like, it gives me the worst headache, the worst stomach ache, the worst hangover, probably for pretty much everybody. Like, let's be so for real.
Mhm.
But I'm very glad that we have many options now. It's very
But
nice.
the world has changed so much in that.
Production has improved, I guess.
Cheers to that.
Yes. What a nice. That's clean.
It's like a rock.
Yeah. It's a real intense clink.
What is okay? Before we move on, this is mentioned in Pitch Perfect. What the hell is Boone's Farm?
It's
a brand.
That's our version of wine.
Is it?
It's a fruit wine.
They bring it up in like the ceremony where she's like, you'll drink the blood of your past sisters, and then she's like, don't worry, it's Boone's Farm.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck's Boone's Farm?
It's a brand.
Is it like a?
Yeah.
I,
Like a
and
bronze, yeah.
I was imagining that it was like a sparkling like grape juice or something.
No, it had flavors like peach,
Yeah.
strawberry. Those were the two.
Was it like vodka in there?
No, it's a fruit wine. Like it
Oh,
literally
it
is.
was fermented.
It's
yeah.
wine. It's the same as wine. It just is sugar. Pure
flavored
sugar.
wine. It's a flavored wine. They exist still to this
Oh
day.
yeah, there's lots
A
of them.
lot of wineries still up in the Michigan area and Wisconsin.
Yes.
Really
Love
enjoy
it. Especially
flavored
a
wine.
cherry blonde.
Yes, I was
I
saying
feel like
cherry.
that's what Franzia does, no? Like where they literally have like a pink Moscato. They have like a
no.
this and
No,
that.
That's just low. Yeah.
Yeah,
fee level.
We're gonna get you some so you could try it.
We should have a night where we make Macy drink the things that we used to have to drink.
And then I bring you guys something that I had to drink.
It's all stuff.
Sorry,
we drank.
drinking it.
Probably.
You have not listed off something that I have.
Have you guys?
Yeah.
Okay, you've had the White Claw surges, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Those ones are good.
Those are.
I'm trying to think of a drink that like you guys wouldn't have. You guys definitely have had beatboxes, correct?
Yes.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna lie, I could fuck up a beatbox.
I
right
know.
now.
My girlfriend's bar just started carrying them and she was talking about like getting them. And I said, oh man, I really like the tea one. And she said she was talking to her distributor and they said, oh, let's get the tea one. And she said, who are you hanging out with? 18-year-olds?
Oh my god.
Because I've had them. I said, I guess that's true. I guess only the young people drink beatboxes. I've only had 2 flavors, but I liked them. They are just very strong.
Yeah.
You only need one.
They're good.
Oh well, I mean, last summer, like when I was in California, like I feel like my main thing was drinking beatboxes. So like, I blacked out one night. Like,
Well, they're like, what, 11%, aren't
oh my
they?
god, they're fucking absurd. It's so crazy. And then I wonder why I like wake up the next morning with one of our guy friends in my bed, and I was like, oh my god, the fucking beatbox. No.
Not the beatbox.
Yeah, that's a good one. But those ones are also like they're good, but they're very sugary as well.
Yeah.
Especially like the fruit punch one. Like the fruit punch one is my personal favorite, but it's just so much like it's like you're a kid drinking fruit punch again. And like I can't even have more than like a glass of that.
Having a little high C.
Ooh.
Or Hawaiian punch. That's
What I really got into were the Jack's watermelon hard, like
Ooh.
they were in the little glass bottles.
Mhm.
Those were my
Those
favorite.
were those were
deadly.
a special treat if somebody brought them.
Yeah, so when you could get a little tiny 4-pack of those, they were
Yeah.
little babies.
Yeah.
They were strong, but they were good.
I think they still make something.
I would gotta see if they still do. Those were like, I mean, I'm sure now if I took a sip, I'd be like, what the hell is this? But back in the day, that was like feeling fancy and adult.
Yeah.
And in California, they had never heard of Monacos. Like Monacos aren't like a huge distributed like item out there.
Well,
Yeah, that's
just a
pretty
territory.
I
and,
love a Monaco. I mean, like right now, I'm like not really in my tequila era right now. I used to be, and I'll probably come back to it eventually. I love a Monaco because you have two of those things and you're feeling good. But those things are strong. Like the mule Monacos.
Mhm.
Oh my God.
Bill likes the Monaco.
Oh, God, so good. I'm very much in my mule era. Like I'm a mule girly. Give me all the mules. I love ginger beer. I love like lime. I
I
love it
can't
all.
ginger beer.
no,
So
Gives me
immediate heartburn.
I mean, I'm sure that might happen to me one day, but while I can't, I'm gonna take advantage.
You should. You
100% should. Have you guys ever done a task where you thought it was going to be simple and you were told it was going to be simple, and then it ended up not being simple at all? And then you felt like, man, is the world out to get me? Or is this task just like the hardest task of all time?
And it's a task that you've actually done before. So you already knew what to expect for the task.
You have like that extra layer of confidence, especially when like you're like reassured by other individuals that this task will be no biggie.
It's so humbling when that happens. You know, like when you go into something going, yeah, no worries. We've set aside X amount of time and X amount of work for this because it's going to go over easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And then it doesn't go that way at all. That kind of series of unfortunate events just recently happened to us here at Little Fern. And
It was a real slap in the face, to be honest, because I don't think we deserved it. I think we took all the correct steps. I think we had the best attitude going forward. Feel like people from our past would sit and laugh in our faces now if they heard the lemony snickets that happened with this whole thing.
oh, I think they would have a beer and really enjoy
Pull up a chair.
the story.
Yep.
You know, because we have, you know, sometimes we talk a big game and most of the time we could back it up. And this was a scenario where I felt like our confidence was at an all-time high.
Humbled. We've been humbled.
Huh.
Yeah. The whole thing is it's over with now. We are moving up and on. However, it just should not have gone in that manner. We did a little update to Little Fern Salon, which we were like, this is going to be under the radar. Nobody's even going to really feel the effects of it.
It's like funny, like hearing, like it's like I can't even keep a straight face because it's like the way that you guys described it was the 100% the way you described it before, but like under the radar, that's a really funny word to describe how you thought it would be.
Well, I think we've even probably talked about it previously on the podcast.
Like we're having a scene, or it's gonna be a seamless change.
Seamless, guys. No big deal.
Wrong.
Man, were we wrong. So we went from being, not to bore you guys with like the details of that end, because it's not necessary.
Two became one.
Yep, that's all you really need to know. Me and Nora came together as business owners. We were already two business owners. We became one business owner. That's all you really need to know. And with that, we didn't even change systems. We kept the same system.
Same company. All of the same things we were going to have before we were going to have.
Same
again.
products, same services.
Same clients.
Same. It's
Yeah.
the trend of this entire scenario is same. That's all you really need to understand is same. So should have been easy. Same accountant, same lawyer, same system, same people, same clients, same everything.
Do you think they want to know everything that went awry?
I honestly feel like we kind of have to give them the lowdown
Yeah.
of like all the little things that happen. Macy went on vacation. How dare she?
Well, also, like, I didn't realize that, like,
The transition was literally happening
the
as
thing
she's
is,
gone.
though, is that, like, I think we expected it to be a little bit earlier when we could get started, but then, like, with the process with their, like, accountant or lawyer or anything, it just ended up being kind of pushed back. And so, literally, like, the day before I left for vacation, for 10 days, mind you, Nora or like Alysia was like, yeah, so you can start setting up the system. And I was like, okay, like this is it. And I thought it'd be like super easy. No, I was on like, I didn't even get done with step one, and then we ran into our first problem. Like
the step one.
like
I
it,
forgot about stuff.
takes me all the way back.
I think this is gonna be one of those scenarios where like PTSD is gonna like my brain
Blackout.
is gonna like start to erase things that happen.
Yeah.
oh yeah. 'Cause I wasn't even here for a
It's
lot
been
of
a
it.
traumatizing time, and it lasted for weeks, and that was what was most frustrating about it.
Yeah,
We could never close the door on it.
The first one was like where I was like, verifying the identity of everyone. And for literally from the start, it said, Nora Kornblum? Who's that? That's not a real person. I'm sorry. This is a fake person that you're making up right now. I literally had her social security number. I literally had everything. Like, I probably could have like listed all the ways that Nora's bowel habits are, and they still wouldn't believe me that she's a normal human being.
Mind you that I still and currently have a separate account with this company that holds my social security number and full name and all of my information.
So it's not like you haven't put your stuff in here before. So that was, step number one is the fact that it thought that you were a foreign alien and that you were not real.
Had to fill out my W.
And then I left. I did, and then I left. And that was kind of like step number one. And then there's a lot that I wasn't here for, which I'm really grateful for.
You should be. You know what? Honestly, if I could have left, I would have too.
So fair.
I think Alysia and I were trying to tackle things like, I'll handle this, you handle this. Cool, you got this, I got this. And it would just be like this continuous report back that like, now we got to go fill out this paper now. And now we have to go do this. And I can't. The other thing was the transporting the information. Now, this company, through Macy's mouth, said that it would be easy. You just export your past client list and then you import it back into the new system. Same with all the products, same with all the services. So Alicia's like, I'm going to tackle this today. Well, the funny thing is that this new thing that they told Macy was something me and Alysia have had to do before if we wanted to send emails in the past to our client. It was the same like moving the names around in the system. So also wasn't like a new exciting thing. And if we would have known this, we probably would have had you typing in everybody's information a month in advance.
I mean, I definitely would have. I think I just wasn't fully like, I mean, I never was there the last time that you guys set up your system, which is interesting because I wasn't here again this time. But it's just, yeah. I mean, all I know is that I just remember getting maybe like 1 or 2 phone calls from you guys on vacation, and I was like, oh boy, I'm glad I'm not there right now.
It would, when it's the same systems and you just keep running into like the same problem. I downloaded, I had to change the formats of the files to re-import them. It was wild.
As somebody who like wasn't there, and as our audience who wasn't there, like, did it just like download like a big file of everybody's stuff and then like the file just wasn't compatible? Like what did the layout look like? Like what was going wrong with?
So it tells you that it downloads it into a PDF, but the PDF becomes an Excel file. So then it downloads them into a spreadsheet. So the spreadsheet gives you all of the information set up in.
What the fuck?
It's very weird.
Yes.
Okay, but no, the thing is like that would make sense like for it to be like a PDF, like something like that. But why the fuck is it
now
turning into an Excel spreadsheet?
So yes, so now the Excel
I never
spreadsheet
did that.
is now going to be missing key items because some of them don't translate over to the Excel spreadsheet, which is how they naturally get transferred over. There's no option to not have it become an Excel spreadsheet. So then you have to go back in and re-modify every single file that doesn't transfer over to the Excel spreadsheet. And it will tell you that column FZ and A didn't transfer over to your Excel spreadsheet, but only for clients 200. You don't know what 200 clients those were.
Wait, you couldn't see the names? Or
No.
anything? Wait, what?
Yeah.
Yes.
I thought it'd be like, like, I'm just saying, like, Excel spreadsheet, it's annoying, but like Excel spreadsheets are actually pretty straightforward. It's like, I thought it'd be like name, phone number, email, like,
no.
and then these
It
are the
only
ones that
would
are
tell
missing.
you what column you're missing things from, but not who.
I think what's most frustrating is like when you set aside the time to do something, to tackle something off your list, to make yourself feel good about it, to get it done. And the time you allotted is not even like close to what you need to actually get the task done.
It just disappears into like thin air. And
Yeah.
you're like, where the
I
first of
didn't
all,
do anything.
the fact of the matter is I was just troubleshooting this entire thing and still didn't fucking figure it out after 4 hours. Like that is a really, really frustrating feeling.
It's terrible. It is. And then you want to be like, what did you do today, honey? And then you're like, nothing. I fucking accomplished nothing on my list of nothing. Great. We're going to be back at it again tomorrow. So that was super frustrating. After I was able to kind of transfer over things, and mind you, kind of being the funny word, because it was like they transferred after I fixed some files, changed the format of the file. Then you have to hope that it transferred properly. And then you're like, I should have just started over. I
Like,
should
I
have
literally at this point I should have just been like manually doing it.
Yeah, I should have just done it manually. So then you're like, oh man, this was such a nightmare. But here we were. So it was like little stuff like that felt like it should have taken an appropriate amount of time. I'm not trying to say that this task should have been 5 minutes, but kind of. And then when it took 3 days instead, and then you're still like, but is it complete? Because now we have to fact check it. We have to double back. Macy's still correcting things and is like, how did this end up in here like this? That's the problem. It's because the import-export did not import-export correctly.
Yeah, it makes sense. Like a lot of the stuff, because I mean, like, I literally went back in the system, how many like months ago? Not even like 4 months ago. And like I corrected all of the prices and the increases and everything. And then, I mean, I was going through like the website, like, in order to build our website, we have to make sure all of our products and images and descriptions and all that above is in there. And the amount of like weird names for some products, double like items, and then also just like prices were just so fucking weird. Like, but then it was only like a select number of things. Like 200 of everything was great. And then it was like 15 things were just like, everything was just so inaccurate that I was like, what is going on? I mean, we fixed it. That's all that matters. But
guess what also happened? Alysia was only speaking about her client list that she was handling. When she finally got through her client list and some of the services, she went to go do my client list that just basically said, fuck you, and wouldn't download anyway. Then I had to enter it all in.
you're once again not a human.
That was great.
Honestly, I want to contribute it to the fact that Nora has been with Square since, yes, I shouted them out, since Square. So I want to be like, her system's probably like Gen 1, so old that it was like, no, girl, you're so old. Like, we can't, our files are too new now.
No.
That don't work.
That wasn't it.
Um,
It just was more work than what we thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
And it was a difficult task.
And then in the midst of this, I tell Alysia, oh my goodness, I forgot to upload the podcast episode. Do you want to know something I didn't forget? It wasn't supposed to come out that Friday. It was supposed to come out the next Friday. So that was me being on vacation, and I was like, oh my gosh, did I not do something? And I freaked out. It wasn't supposed to happen until I got back. So I left it because I was like, I have time to upload it. I literally get back like Wednesday. I'll be fine. Everything was completed except for that. And then I called Alysia and she's like, oh my God, Macy, we've been dealing with this for this long. Like, I know how to use a computer. And I was like, oh my goodness, I can feel what's going on at the salon and I'm not even there. Like, I know exactly. I can just picture you both.
that was a very accurate representation
Yeah.
of how I talked to her.
Yeah, she was like, okay. She was like, yeah. Thanks for explaining to me how to use a computer when I've been doing this all fucking day or the past 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I was like,
So
yeah.
we finally were getting through all of that. And
We were tasking Bella with inputting all of Nora's clients like just doing busy work like that. Like it's not like that was like a huge task then, but just like time consuming.
Yeah.
So we were like, this is great. When you have downtime at the salon, this is what your new task is. And she was like, cool. Loved it. She loved it. She loved inputting every single color formula of every single client that has ever existed. It was perfect. It was great. I said, this is a great task for you. Because I can't do it anymore.
And I don't have enough time
with this computer and I don't have time. So it was like stuff like that. We nailed it. We got into a groove. We're like, all right, we're on the up and up.
Yes.
Things are looking up.
Yes. And I was like, I'm gonna send our information over to all of these vendors and let them know about our business. And these are the next certificates I'm gonna fill out. I talked to the lawyer. Who is our accountant. And he said, yeah, go ahead and do that. We're all good. Everything's great. And then I don't even know how it came up.
Oh, it came up because I went to go to the bank to sign
Yes.
for our business account. And I had all the paperwork. Nora had just handed it to me. And I happened to look at it. Just happened. You know, you peruse all your paperwork, make sure everything's in order, yada, yada, yada. And I see that across from my name, you know, right under Nora's, it's like got all your info. It's got your social security. It's got all of your things. And I don't know Nora's. So I just go, all right, sounds great. Look at mine. It's not my social security number.
Your identity has been taken.
I've almost had it memorized at this point too from filling out all the paperwork.
And I said, that's not mine. But why does that look so familiar? It's my husband.
It seems like Luke is starting a new business. He's actually the new business owner now.
Luke and I own a business together now.
Which I would have been so okay with if it would have just had his name. Like, if it would have been his name, his social, I would have been like, can we just
give
dope.
100% to him?
Yeah. I said, oh, that would have really worked out in my favor. And I would have just said, oh, okay, cool. So Luke, you're going to need to go to the bank and sign some stuff. Don't worry about it. Don't even look. It's cool. Totally fine. I honestly would have just been like, we're going to roll with this.
Like, it'll be fine.
Totally good. We're fine. We're too far in now. You own a business.
Well, that isn't how it turned out. We did have to do a little backtracking. Not us, the person who put the number that was not the number because they know us so well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it felt like it didn't even say 2 steps forward because that week never felt like a 2-step forward. It felt like a baby hop forward
Like
to only go like 5 steps back.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a rough one.
Well, we got through that.
Yes.
Thank goodness.
We did. We have
You prevailed.
we have accounts. We are an account.
Wait. Didn't you go to the bank twice?
Oh, then
Oh,
these motherfuckers. Chase Bank.
Coming for you.
Ingrid.
Oh, that sounds like an old woman.
First of all, what you don't do, and I've had this discussion with Macy before, is you don't get Alysia riled up for no reason. There's no reason to tell her things that you think might bother her. She will get bothered on her own. She doesn't need that. Ingrid started off the account by riling you up.
She did.
Which I didn't appreciate because it was already like a nervy thing. Like, did we do this correctly?
She did. So you know what? The thing is with this, she didn't know the backstory was that we were already coming off 2 weeks of shit storm, problems already. We shouldn't have even done this, feelings. And then you didn't need to put your 2 cents in when you don't know me and then make me feel even worse.
She had questions about why the bank account was listed, why the bank account was. And Alicia's like, I don't fucking know. This is how
you guys messed up. You shouldn't have done it that way. Now you guys need to redo it. Just so you're aware, you're going to need to redo it soon. Why would you do it that way? I thought you said this. And then, that is not how you want to open an account. That is not personable. That
Also,
does not
it's
make you feel good.
When you already feel like you're drowning, then you're just like, well, what am I just fucking everything up? Should we even be doing this? Like, thank you.
You're ready to cry. which I did.
Ooh.
So
Did you cry at the bank?
no, thank God I
Oh.
held my composure because my
Good.
girlfriend works there, and then she's now talking to me. Which no, that was not. She is not the problem. She was fine. She was great. She wanted to come over and chit chat with me. Wouldn't you naturally want to? Of course, because your friend's there. However, I'm now feeling overwhelmed, and then I leave. She doesn't even have me sign the paperwork that I had gone in to sign.
She literally only had to go in to sign a paper with her name on it. That's all her job was there, was to go in and sign a paper with her name on it.
Instead,
You got a lecture.
woman got me riled up and then had me not sign the paperwork, left. And then I get in the car, already on the phone with Nora, screaming my head off. Then I realize, shit, she didn't even have me sign paperwork.
I wonder if she was having a bad day and was like, let's make this bitch feel like she's gonna have a bad day too.
Well, let me tell you, the next time I had to go up because she wasn't even available, she didn't even show her face. She didn't even come and say sorry for like nothing.
She had no regrets.
She didn't even show her face. So this other gentleman who I have dealt with before in the past helped me. I assume he's like the manager of the bank. I was flutzing around in his jeans on a Saturday, helping everyone.
She really did mention a couple times about the jeans too.
Because you know why? I brought my husband back with me, and the first thing he says is, "What's this, casual Saturday?" He's in jeans. He works at a bank, so of course the first thing out of Luke's mouth is, "Casual Saturday."
Such a dad joke.
100%. So now it's always what's stuck in my mind because this guy walks up in jeans, and I was like, "Oh, now I'm never gonna forget that." He was so nice. All I want to preface this with was so nice, so helpful, so attentive, helped me with 3 other things that I needed help with within a span of like 30 seconds.
Which is what we wanted Ingrid to do, and she didn't.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I'm not mad at him. Only mad at her. Still going to remember that name for quite a while.
I'm also never going to forget her.
At what point is this like me and my trip?
I think you were coming home. It was on a Saturday.
Because I feel like I literally like
Get home on a
came
Wednesday.
back and like I think I was even back for that part of the weekend. I don't even think you guys I think you guys barely talked about everything that was going on until like the following week. And you're like, yeah, so now everything is fucked up because our paperwork's all fucked up and now I have to go 5 steps backwards. And I think I kind of came in the midst of the fucked up paperwork.
Well, you know, when things are in such a shitstorm, you almost like just like don't even, I'm gonna tell you, on that, when I had to take time away from my Saturday to like go to the bank, not once, but twice, I had things to do with my husband. We only get Saturdays together. And I guess what that thing was after that? Cry in the bathroom for 10 minutes and then tell him I needed margaritas.
Yeah.
Because I was in an unfit situation for the rest of the day then.
Did you go twice in one day?
I had to.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know if this was like a twice in like like the next Saturday or like you literally went like what, an hour apart?
Yeah, I had to.
That's hilarious. Also, the fact that like Ingrid like berated you, where like you felt like you had to leave, and then you're like, bro, like I literally didn't even do what I came here to do. Like I literally came here and just basically got harassed by your worker and got nothing done, and then somebody else helped me with the same task that I needed help with. Like, what the fuck?
Wow.
Ingrid, you've got one coming, bitch.
I'm just saying that I give that a solid 2 out of 10 service, and I will not be. However, you would like to think that you are our customer service for business banking in the area. You are not.
I think Jean Saturday says it all.
That's why I went to the St. John location.
I am a Taurus, and I hold grudges.
I had a very much different experience when I went to sign up for this account. So this is why I thought this is me and Alicia's. We're finally doing it, because I just walked into my branch and this guy saw me and swooped me up. I was in and out of there in like 15, 20 minutes. He's like, they tell us to do this for like an hour. And I just say, I don't think any small business owner wants to sit here for an hour and sign paperwork.
It's the worst.
He was correct.
I will tell you that every other person I encountered at my local Chase Bank was great. Delight. It was just that person. And I honestly, maybe they were having a bit, maybe they were also fighting for their life.
Was this the Homewood Chase Bank?
Yes. And maybe they were in the trenches
Wait, does
also.
Brittany work in Homewood?
No.
Oh, okay.
Ashley does.
Yeah.
Ashley, yes. Yes, she does.
And, you know, so I will tell you, that is my bank. And that is where I bank. And I'm not going to stop banking
Not
there.
gonna go there.
Yeah. But I'm just telling you that I encounter somebody who clearly must have also been having a bad day. And her bad day then rubbed off on my bad 2 weeks. And we were not jiving.
And where are we at now?
We're on the up and up.
We did have a little fall after that.
Oh yeah, there was indeed a trip and a fall.
Oh,
You know, we weren't out of the
we never
trenches yet.
stopped falling.
Yeah.
No, I did not have a good week. I had a couple bad weeks myself with other things. And then I finally come back to work just for like a few hours. And my client, who I'm always very concerned for anyway,
I feel like she might need a walker.
she comes shuffling in here. I said, "Oh, you look like you're walking better today. Your knee must not be bothering you as much. Did you finally get that looked at?" And she said, "No, not yet." And I said, "Well, hopefully you'll do it eventually." And we sit down, I do her hair, I said, "You going to sit outside to wait for your husband to pick you up?" "Yes." "Do you want a sparkling water?" "Yes." I got it for her, handed it to her, went in the back room to do something. And all of a sudden,
I was in the back room.
you were back there.
Finally getting Nora's identity pre-approved.
Yes.
And I felt like win. We're in a win. We're on the up.
Yeah.
And then I hear a crash.
Boom. What had happened was she is wearing Crocs.
Were they in sport mode?
Clearly not.
I don't think that they were.
Does sport mode actually make a difference? Like, does it?
I don't know if they
I'm
were
not
or
an
not.
avid
I
wearer.
cannot confirm. But she got in an entanglement back here as she flipped the chair around. Because you have a bar on the bottom of your chair and it rotates back and forth and around. And it's like a little T-shaped bar. And so sometimes like people get caught up on it. I get caught up on it, like just from being weird and walking weird. She had turned the chair around and met with my pump that pumps up, this U-shaped pump that pumps up the chair.
So I hit like her ankle or something.
No, she got up out of the little T shape, stepped into the U.
How is that humanly possible? She must have tiny feet.
She got it. She got caught up in there. And then that's what, with the crash boom, she double landed on both of her knees. I bring it up
That's
every time because she never does anything about her knee. And I think if I bother her enough, she's going to go get her knees looked
Do
at.
you think now she'll get her knee looked
On
at?
our insurance. Yeah.
What the loudest crash was, what I realized, is when she did that, she launched the sparkling water, and that's what we heard. It's slapping the wall.
Wait, where on the wall? Was it there?
No. It went directly across the room. And, yeah, it was like a bomb against the wall.
Like a
Was anybody else like out here? to
Yes,
see it?
there was a
Yes.
client sitting here, and somebody said, "No!" And I was like, "I'm coming."
You're like, it's like one of those situations that you literally can't move fast enough. You're like, oh fuck. And then you're like, please don't sue us.
Yeah.
At least like the floor wasn't wet or something. Like it was because like she also, why did she dismount from your chair that way? I could not tell you.
I mean, sadly, it was a user error. Like she got herself entangled. I mean, we are devastated by it. Nora has since checked on her.
I was concerned. Also because when she walked out of here, her leg looked like it was bent to the side. And I was like, no, I think it was already looking like that. She's walking weird right now.
Then, to top it off, Bella hurts her knee.
Mm-hmm.
Dislocated her kneecap right into the kneecap.
Yep.
And then can't walk. It was like one of those things.
It was like literally a series of unfortunate events.
It
where,
was
like,
so wild.
yeah.
It felt like the wild, wild.
Like I
West.
literally got back and then what? It was like my full week back is where now like, oh yeah, so Bella hurt her knee, so like she's not gonna be in tomorrow. And I was like, bro, what is happening? And then also like meanwhile, like I'm sick as a fucking dog with like a sinus infection. Like I literally felt like shit. And yeah, Bella wasn't here to help out. And then Bella was supposed to dog sit for Daniel. And then, but the unfortunate, really unfortunate part about this thing is like, yeah, dislocating your knee sucks, but dislocating the knee that like you literally drive with, like your dominant, like your leg, like that is so fucking unfortunate because now she can't drive anywhere.
Yeah.
Like now she's like actually like like immobile. So then I had to like go to Daniel's and watch the dog, and now she has to get surgery on her knee. Poor thing.
I was like, get crutches. You can still go to Daniel's. All you have to do is sit there and let the dogs in and out. You don't have to take them for walks. Just relax on the couch, get your crutches. Because as per usual, she was kind of like blowing off what it was. She didn't even know like until 4 or 5 days later that she dislocated her knee at that point in time. Because she didn't have her MRI.
It's giving Alysia. Like, it really is. It's like where she's just kind of like, oh, it'll be fine. And then like where she's like, oh, it's not fine. And like,
Well, because let's be honest, people, you never want to think it's worst case scenario.
oh no, that's where my brain goes all the time. Where I'm like, I've got a tumor. Yep, I'm dying. This is it. This is it. This is the end of the road.
Well, like walk it off. You're fine. Like it's okay. We're all fine. We're fine. We're fine. We're fine. Until I realize I'm really not fine and I'm actually dying.
Yeah, so that's what's going on right now. Which I think this week, personally, I think we're on the up and up. I'm just really getting the mindset going right now. And you know what? Alysia did say that she was out of coffee and she was like, I'm out of coffee in my house. Now I'm gonna have to go to Starbucks. And I was like, well, just think about it. Like, what if you like run into somebody like really cool or something when you're out? And like, obviously that's me kind of being a little silly and then also like trying to be like hopeful Macy over here. And then Miss Girl comes into work today and she's like, Macy, I saw 2 hot ass firemen today. And I got a little like, you got a cute little note on like your Starbucks, you know?
I did. My client left me a cute little have a good day note on my breakfast Sammy. It was very cute.
So I think that yes, shit can suck sometimes, but sometimes, at least for me, I think mindset is a really, really big thing and something that I'm trying to work on. And we're on the up and up. We are so lucky.
I think that things are great. I think we were very excited for the new adventure. I think we still are. I think it felt like just setback after setback, which always makes you feel like anytime you're doing something new, am I doing the right thing? Was this the right, like, did I take the right path? Am I doing the correct thing? Was this not what I should have done? Oh, fuck. I think those are always kind of like the thought process when you're doing anything new, that anytime it doesn't go as smoothly as you hope or you thought, you're always kind of like, doubt seeps in. But on the up and up things, we're really super stoked about the new things coming with the new software and the new endeavor and the new like stuff we have.
It's very exciting.
So that being said, that's really what's exciting about taking a new leap and doing something new.
Now we just have to work through our unmanaged feelings about the past. We need to have a nice little spa day.
I did tell Nora and Alysia that they need to do
definitely need to do a re-cleansing of our space.
Yeah.
We need some sage up in this bitch.
You know what I mean? Like we need to do
Watch your mouth.
a little
Like, no, remember when she like hotboxed us last time?
It smelled like a
It got
bonfire.
Sagey.
No, I literally had to take a shower
bonfire.
after that because I said, why do I literally smell like a bonfire now?
But yeah, I think we're just now in a, like, it might not be a new moon, but it's definitely that feeling of like, are we new? We're new.
Yeah.
It's new us.
New.
So
I'm very excited. Also, I'm just like really excited because I've spent a lot of time like putting together like our system for like they put together a lot, but like I've done like the more kind of like website e-commerce sort of side of it. And I was talking to Alysia this week, and also I think that it's a possibility that we could get our website rolling this week, which is very exciting. And we just have like a lot of fun stuff coming, you know. I'm very proud of you guys. I'm very glad to be a part of the team and to learn every single day from you guys. It's wonderful.
very exciting. Oh, we're in a new moon phase.
Oh,
Full
yeah.
moon.
It was a full moon on the
Yeah.
21st. I could feel it. It felt good.
I also was reading that it's a time to like take back your
Exactly.
power.
I feel that like so hard right now, and I know like it sounds like so cheesy, but like genuinely I have not like felt like myself in a really, really long time. And like this past like week and a half, like since I've been back from vacation, like yeah, things have been kind of like difficult, but like I feel like I can do it. You know, whereas before I was like, I just want to curl up in a ball and cry. This is all so hard, and life is so hard.
I get that.
But life is doing better now.
It says, see your projects to the finish line, but remember to rest and nurture your system amid the buzz of the moment.
What? It
It
says
says
Friday.
new moon sign Pisces. The moon is also in Pisces. Cry when you want to. Make art just for you. Trust the ebb and flow of life and your intuition too.
I will definitely cry when I want to, so that is so helpful.
That feels good. That feels right.
I have felt
So-
like the emotions have been there, but it feels healthy in releasing them. It doesn't feel like they're a never-ending like pool of sad tears, you know.
That's good. I've been able to keep myself out of the never ending thought loop that goes on where you just get looped into like certain neurotic things. I've also been manic cleaning a lot lately, but
I like that.
which helps.
I think
It helps.
I think your manic cleaning is actually like very good for you. I think it helps you feel control and like whatever. I think cleaning, if that's like the biggest worry that you got, like honestly, you're doing pretty good. Like let's be so for real.
I'm working on it.
But I mean, I feel like I'm kind of the same way too, where I'm just like handling it and tackling it and you know letting it come as it must, and not getting stuck in the thought loops
Mhm.
because those are I think are really have been what the enemy has been recently, and
Yeah.
it's not hard right now.
Well, I hope that everyone commits to their project, even though it might be hard, like ours was, and they tough it out.
Own your shit, guys. I started listening to a podcast and it says that we all need to own our shit and things that are rough for us and things that we're, you know, not doing great at. And own your shit. Just if you're not doing great at something, that's okay, but keep trying.
And you too can cry, and it'll get better. And we're here for you.
Yeah, you can tell us about it if
Yeah.
all else failed.
That's what we're here for.
And we're here to tell you about how much our life sucked too to make you feel better.
Perfect. We got the stories. We will also listen to your stories.
Yes.
So don't finish your drink. Don't forget to finish your drink.
That became one. That was
That's
tonight.
it. I realized that.
That was her.
That was very.
That's like another language. She started speaking. She started speaking Pig Latin. Like,
Clearly, how
My bevy is doing really well. Have a good night. Talk to you guys later.
love you, bye.
Bye.
It's Nora, Alysia, and Macy.
We are a girly podcast, and we are on the floor.
Did I go the wrong way?